Did the sound actually reach him? It's very clear, doctor, very clear. Thank God indeed. Thank you for the clarification, doctor. God bless you. We'll start now with God's permission. Most of the colleagues have joined us. Thank God. I would like to return you, Dr. Ahmed, as a participant, and we will begin with God's permission to look at the virtual classrooms together. I know that all of you are familiar with virtual classrooms and have attended the virtual classroom course many times, but the idea here is that there might be a new member who has recently joined the university and may not have worked with virtual classrooms through Blackboard before, or there could be a colleague among us who hasn't worked with them before. So we're reminding each other about virtual classrooms. Virtual classes does cycle many times, but the idea is that there might be a new member who has recently joined the university and they may not have worked with virtual classrooms through Blackboard before, or there could be a colleague among us in the university who hasn't worked with them before. So we're reminding each other about virtual classrooms, and hopefully there might also be some new information that I can share with you today with God's permission. It's really quite simple. When you all interact with the courses, we'll come from here and take a look. I hope there is some new information that I can tell you today, God willing. Simply very new, meaning that when you deal with the courses, we will come from here and see. Log into Blackboard, access course materials, find your courses, select one, and manage the right list. You log into what's called the course materials. After that, you get a list of your courses. This list is yours and your permissions in it are as a teacher. Then you come to the courses and we will select the course to enter. You'll find yourself in the course. The list on the right that we talked about in previous sessions is very important. This is the list that you can control and manage in a way that suits you. But I also want to clarify that this list is what appears in front of whom? In front of the student. So when you create the final exam, add content, assign homework, or create any links or elements in the list, they will be visible to the students. One of the important elements we have here is the one we're going to talk about today, which is called virtual classroom. Virtual classroom. The list on the right that we talked about in previous sessions is very important. This is the list that you can control and manage in a way that suits you and is appropriate. But I also want to clarify to you that this list is what appears in front of whom? In front of the students. So when you create the final exam, add content, assign homework, or create any links or elements in the list, they will be visible to the students. One of the important elements we have here is the one we're going to talk about today, which is called virtual classrooms. Virtual classrooms. This link is extremely important and is absolutely found in any course you are dealing with. Okay? In any course. But let's assume that you entered the course and didn't find this link. What would you do in that case? I mean, I'm going to come now and do something called deleting the link. Of course, we saw in previous sessions how to delete or manage this element. Any element will be on the left side of the circle that has an arrow. And when we hover over the circle, we get the options that you see. These options allow us to manage this element, like how to rename the link, hide this link, or delete this link. These are the settings for this link. So now I'm going to delete the link. Yes, I'm going to delete it. And the deletion process is always a bit tricky. So the system is always cautious with deletion operation. When we try to delete, you'll find that the system gives you a message asking if you really want to delete it or if you want to hide it or cancel the action. These are options that allow us to deal with this element. How to deal with it, rename the link, hide this link, or delete this link. These are the settings for this link. I'm going to delete the link. I'm going to delete it. And the deletion process is tricky, so the system is careful about deletion operations. In deletion, the system gives you a message asking if you want to delete, hide, or cancel. It offers to hide it in case of mistake. I'm going to delete it. And then when I do, the system will give me another message confirming, hey, that you're about to delete this, and deletion is not a simple process. Deleted data is often unrecoverable, so I'm going to proceed with the deletion. As you see, the link called virtual classrooms is gone. In this case, I need to add that link called virtual classroom. So the system itself has also started giving you a new option, which is to hide it because it might be done by mistake. So I'm going to delete it. And then when I do, the system will give me another message confirming, hey, just so you know, you're about to delete this, and deletion is not an easy or simple process. And we can often not recover the data that has been deleted, right? So I'm going to proceed with the deletion. And as you can see, the link called virtual classrooms is no longer available to me. It's no longer there. In this case, I need to add that link called virtual classrooms. We can't always retrieve data that has been deleted from a correct topic, so I will also perform a deletion process. Therefore, as they moved, you see what has become here. You see with me, link called virtual classes is no longer there for me. It is no longer there for me. Okay, in this case, I must add this link called virtual classes, the one called virtual classrooms. I just want to double check that the sound is clear and that there are no issues with the messages. Okay, okay. In this case, we'll come here, as you can see with me in the circle. The circle that you all see, which has the plus sign inside and is located under the course name. Oh, it's the circle. This circle, when we hover over it with the mouse pointer, you just stop there with the mouse pointer. You don't click. Just hovering shows a set of options. The important option for us right now is the one we want to use to add the virtual classroom tool. And I'm emphasizing the term virtual classroom tool. So what option do you all see here that if we choose it, we can add the virtual classroom tool? What option do we have to add the virtual classroom tool? It's called tool link. So now, what do we call it? The virtual classroom tool. This is a tool I need, okay? And I want to create a link to it. That's why I'm using the term. We can use it to add the virtual classroom tool. It's called tool link. I need this tool to create a link, hence tool link. I might write virtual classrooms or live sessions. Choose a name indicating it's for virtual classrooms. I have a list here. Clicking shows options. It says choose type. Clicking the list shows. It's very clear that the tool link will be connected to the virtual classroom tool. So I'm going to click on the tool link now, and then you'll see that it prompts me here asking, what name do you want to give to this tool? So I might write something like virtual classrooms or live sessions. The important thing is to choose a name that indicates it's for virtual classrooms. And of course, I have many tools. I'm not just linking to the virtual classroom tool. I have a list here, and if I click on it, it will show me the options. It says choose type. So now, if I click on this list, you'll see with me that if I click on the list. Regarding virtual classrooms, I have a list of tools. Clicking shows a value to choose a type. Clicking the value shows. The list will show the first tool I have. The first tool is Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. This is the virtual classroom tool, named Collaborate Ultra. The tool link allows adding announcements, email, blogs, and journals. What matters now is the virtual classroom tool. I will choose the first option, which is the virtual classroom tool. This list will show the first tool I have. Of course, these are all tools. The first tool is called Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. This tool is the virtual classroom tool, but here it appears with its name in English, which is Collaborate Ultra. This is also the virtual classroom tool. The same concept applies to the tool link. It's what allows us to add the announcements tool, email, blogs, and journals, everything. But what matters to us right now in our topic is the virtual classroom tool. So I'm going to choose the first option, and fortunately, I have the first option available in the list, which is the virtual classroom tool. So I'm not going to choose anything from the list. I'm standing at the type and the list is there. I'm going to write virtual classrooms or live sessions based on preference, virtual classrooms. But we also need to make it available to users, meaning we have to activate this option so that when we do, it will show to whom? It will show to the students. The last thing is click the submit button to complete the process, which is creating a link for the virtual classroom tool. Once I hit submit, it will show a tool link called virtual classroom. And as agreed, every time I add an item to the list, the last item appears at the end of the list. How to know it's last? It's before the course management. We have to activate this option so that when we do, it will show to whom? It will show to the student. The last thing is click the submit button to complete the process, which is creating a link for the virtual classroom tool. Once I hit submit, it will show a tool link called virtual classroom. Here in the list, a tool link called virtual classrooms will appear. And as we agreed before, every time I add an item to the list, the last item appears at the end of the list. This is the last item. How do I know it's the last item? It's directly before the course management section. Okay, I need to move this item up. I'm going to click and drag it, and I have to keep holding the click while dragging it up. You see, I'm dragging it up, and I keep moving it without letting go of the mouse button until I reach the right spot or position in the list. What I want is for it to appear for the students, like right under the home page, so that when the student logs in, they see this link right away at the top. This way, everything is easy and simple for them, and they can access the virtual classrooms link directly.